In this tutorial, I want to show you how to split an existing database to remove teams from a merged database. So what I've got in this scenario is we had virtual meets, and with those virtual meets, we had 3 teams compete in what's called a double dual meet. So team 1, team 2, and team 3, we took the results from each one of those meets, merged them into a single database. But now what we have is our 3 separate teams in one database. And the challenge with that is that when I go to create results, the results are going to show a combined results. So team 1, team 2, and team 3, they have everything sorted out. So let me show you what we get from that, and then I'm going to go through and show you how to export it, or explain the challenges that come from that, and then how to export it. So what we're going to do is I'm going to restore an existing backup. So I'm going to say File, Restore, and I'm going to choose Unzip and Copy a Database to the selected folder. So I'll select OK. I'm using a backup that's been provided. So this is the backup right here, the DCD RTR SJS. That's Durban, Rivertown, and St. John's is the merged database. And I'll put it inside this default directory of Swim Meet 7. Hit OK. Let's go ahead and open that database up. All right, so here's our database. And let me just show you what we have here. So if I go to the Run menu, and let's just, for the sake of argument, let's come over here to event number 20. What you can see here is I have a heat with Durban swimmers, I have a heat with Rivertown swimmers, and I have a heat with Stingrays swimmers, St. John's, Rivertown, and Durban. So when I look at the results for this, if I go print out a results for this meet, and let's just go to event, just print the results for event number 20, and I select Create Report. What you see here is I've got a mix of 3 separate teams inside of this one event. So Durban, St. John's, and Rivertown. So what I want to do, the challenge with this is that this can be confusing for parents because they may not understand that the swimmer is only swimming against one team at a time. Even though this is the combined results, they should only see Durban and Rivertown or Durban and Stingrays. They shouldn't see the mix of all 3. And this is useful for this when the challenge that presents is not only for generating the reports, but it also can generate a problem or a challenge when it comes to creating award labels as well for your swimmers. So let me show you how we're going to do this. So the first step is I want to make sure I save 2 copies of this. So I'm going to do a File, Save As, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the name of this to just be DCD RTR. You definitely want to do a Save As here because this is going to make sure that if there's any settings for Meet Mobile or other settings that have been saved with the database, it will make sure that those settings are not preserved so that you don't overwrite something that's already been published to Meet Mobile. So I'm going to do a Save As. So here we can see it's the merged DCD RTR. What I'm then going to do is I'm going to come over here to the setup, the meet setup, and I'm going to change the name of my meet. And the reason I want to do this is because whenever I print labels or the reports, that's going to be in the header or in the label as well. So in this case here, we're going to delete St. John's from this meet. So I'm going to change the meet name to just say this is Durban and Rivertown. I'm also going to set the meet style to standard, make sure that it's set to standard and not the 3-team double duel. So I'll then go select OK. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I want to delete one team. So I'm going to come over here to Teams. I see the Stingrays. I'm going to select the Stingrays and then select the delete option, either with the toolbar or with the menu. This is going to say it's going to delete all the athletes, entries, and results for this team, and I'm going to say yes. All right, so now I'm just left with Durban and Rivertown. So now, when I come over here and I look at the Run menu, you'll see in event number 20, I have fewer heats. I had, I think, 5 before. Now I only have Durban and Rivertown. When I go to the reports and I look at the results and I choose just event number 20 and create the report, you'll now see it only includes Durban and Rivertown. So, and notice too that in the header of the report, it also shows the title is just the name of Durban and Rivertown. And again, what this is allowing me to do is to generate a report just for the Durban and Rivertown meet. And then I can repeat this process that you saw me do throughout this entire screencast to create another database that's just Durban and St. John's and generate the report from that. Same thing is true when it comes to creating labels as well. So when I do award labels and I want this to do the standard award label, and I choose the event, in this case, normally I choose all events, but I'm just going to choose this one event. And notice here that the only options I have are Durban and Rivertown. So I say just show me the Durban team. And when I create labels, now I'm only seeing labels for when it's Durban versus Rivertown, right? So there's the title that's in there as well. So in this screencast, you saw how to take a merged database of 3 teams and to split it into 2 separate databases. It only showed you one, but you'd repeat this process to do it a second time for the other team that you want to keep or remove to generate results and labels.